What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Z here at A3C in the ATL, and the man right next to me, fresh off a release with Ill Mind, it's Skyzoo. How you doing?
Chilling, man. Everything is good, you know. Album's out, doing good things.
Duck Down is in the building, and you know, it's been a pleasure for me to see the success that you've seen over the past few years, because you've been in the game for a while, and you were always one of those artists who I said to myself, why is it not he seeing more? Why are people not gravitating towards this man's talents? And I feel like finally you are not on the fence anymore. You've reached beyond that point.
Yeah, now I agree with you. I think, you know, with the type of music that I make and where I come from with it, it definitely takes people a little longer to get it because it's a little more complex. It's not as easy as just right on the surface. It's more than that, you know what I mean? So I'm cool with the fact that it takes people a little longer to understand it and get a hold of it and grasp it and be a part of it, you know what I mean? It's a good feeling, you know, like you said, to be able to do what I do, kill them, not compromise who I am, do it the way I want to do it, but not be afraid to grow, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Now, we mentioned earlier in the interview, just released the project with Ill Mind. Yeah. What is it like putting together an entire project, one MC, one producer?
It's dope, man. With the project, I think like any other project, if you're working with, whether it's a group of people or 10 different producers or just one producer, a lot of people ask, you know, is it easier working with one producer as opposed to a bunch? Sure. It can be just as bad, if not worse, working with one producer. There's people out there with stories where, you know, they work with one producer and it's hell. You know what I mean? There's people work with a million producers and it's great. I think it depends on who you choose to work with and what your chemistry is with that person. So with me and Ill Mind, the chemistry was great. There wasn't no tug of war in the studio. It wasn't no, I want to do this, you want to do that. Everything I thought of, you know, idea-wise, concepts and things like that, he agreed with and vice versa. You know, so it was perfect, man. It was like we was on the same wavelength. It was perfect.
How does the creative process work there? I mean, does he come to you with a bunch of beats that he's already done, or does he tailor-made his production to what you've already written?
It was 50-50. Well, I don't write ahead of time. Okay. You know, everything I do, I write to the beat specifically, and I write everything on the spot. I don't write at home. I don't write traveling, anything. I only write in the studio when I'm about to record. So I would go to the studio with him, and he would play beats that he had, or he would play some beats that he just made. I remember the day, one day I went to his crib. We recorded everything in his crib. He just moved to Brooklyn. He lives 3 blocks away from me.
That's so convenient.
It was perfect. I would just walk. Yeah, I'll be there in 2 minutes. All right, bang, you know what I mean? So we recorded everything there. I remember one day I went to his crib. He said, yo, man, I just finished something about 2 minutes ago. I said, word. He pressed play, and it was speakers on blast. And I was like, yeah, we're doing this right now.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, you know, and that's just one story, you know what I mean? We got 11 more of those stories, you know, with the 12 tracks on the album. Just came out great project. People are already calling it the album of the year, the best joint of the year. I mean, it's humbling, but at the same time, it's satisfying when you know the work you put in and the people get it, they understand it, you know?
Well, I've heard the records that we featured on DJBooth.net. The rest of it is on my MP3 player, which I'll be playing on the flight home back to Chicago. Absolutely. So I'll let you know. A few months left here in 2010. Obviously, you want to catapult off the success and make 2011 even bigger. What is on deck?
The Duck Down tour starting next week. I think it's October 11th. We're starting in Florida and just going up I-95 on the East Coast. So we're doing that. It's myself, Pharoah Monch, Sean Price, Buckshot, Smith & Wesson, Evil D. So we're doing that. Go to duckdown.com if you're looking for tour dates and tickets and all that. And then after that, you know, Europe and things overseas, and then just new projects, you know. Definitely excited about working on new mixtape stuff. We're excited about working on A Dream Deferred, which is going to be the follow-up to the Salvation, like the direct follow-up. And just keeping everything going, homie. Just keeping everything going, you know.
I have indigestion from dinner earlier also. You're not the only one.
That was a Red Bull just now.
Well, I mean, if you have a few more records like A Beautiful Decay in you, then, I mean, I can't wait to hear them.
Oh, man. A Dream Deferred is the direct continuation of the Salvation. Like, Live from the Tape Deck, I don't look at it as my second album. I don't look at it as my sophomore album, because the album from me and Ill Mind. You know what I mean? We did the whole thing in a month. It's a collabo album between me and Ill Mind. A Dream Deferred is a Skyzoo album, and it's going to pick up right where Maintain left off. You know, if you have the Salvation, you know, Maintain was the last record. It picks up right there. It's like a continuation, like the next day or whatever. And I haven't written one rhyme for it, but I already know what I want to do and where it's at. I got a couple beats from it. Ill Mind gave me something that I can't wait to touch as far as, you know, doing what I got to do. I can't wait to touch this beat, man.
You got me excited.
Yeah. But I got some other stuff before that. Okay. You know, I was on Twitter recently, and a fan, I gotta find out who it was. I gotta scroll back because they deserve the credit. A fan hit me and was like, "Yo, man, you should do an ode to Reasonable Doubt." And I was like, that'd be kind of cool, but didn't really put much into it. And then like 30 people retweeted it. And then I said, wow, I might have to do this. And then like 40 more people retweeted it. So I said, all right, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, so next year, ode to Reasonable Doubt, I'm doing that, but I'm gonna twist it. It ain't just gonna be the typical. I'm gonna flip it. And the way I flip it is gonna be something special.
Well, I cannot wait to hear it. You plugged the Duck Down website earlier. I know Noha and Drew are going to be happy about that. Give your own social networks so people can find out more about you and, of course, the new release.
Yeah, Twitter.com/TheRealSkyzoo. Everything spelled out the right way. Other than that, you could just Google me. You know, YouTube/Skyzoo TV, Twitter/TheRealSkyzoo, MySpace/Skyzoo, and just Google me. Look for me on the blogs. Any blog you go to, if you search my name, it'll be something that just came up because it's all about consistency, you know?
Absolutely, and he's on the homepage right now of DJBooth.net, my friends. A3C Skyzoo, DJBooth.net. Peace.